overtaking. You're following a slower-moving vehicle on a narrow country road. There's a junction just ahead on the right. What should you do? Overtake after checking your mirrors and signalling. Only consider overtaking when you're past the junction. Accelerate quickly to pass before the junction. Which road user has caused a hazard? The parked car, arrowed A. What hazard should you be aware of when travelling along this street? Glare from the sun, lack of road markings, children running out between vehicles. A driver's behaviour has upset you. What can you do to safely get over this incident? Stop and take a break. You're driving towards this level crossing. What would be the first warning of an approaching train? Both half barriers down. A steady amber light. What must you do at this junction? Stop behind the line, then edge forward to see clearly. When approaching this hazard, why should you slow down? Because of the level crossing. You're driving on a long journey. What can you do to help prevent tiredness? Eat a large meal before driving. Take regular refreshment breaks. Why must you take extra care when turning right at this junction? The road surface is poor. The footpaths are narrow. The road markings are faint. The view is restricted. You're invited to a pub lunch. You know that you'll have to drive in the evening. What's your best course of action? Avoid mixing your alcoholic drinks. Don't drink any alcohol at all. Have some milk before drinking alcohol. You find that your eyesight has become very poor and your optician cannot help you. By law, who should you tell? The driver licensing authority. What should you do if you become tired while you're driving on a motorway? Pull up on the hard shoulder and change drivers. Leave the motorway at the next exit and how would age affect an elderly person's driving ability? They won't be able to obtain car insurance. They'll need glasses to read road signs. They'll take longer to react to hazards. When should you use hazard warning lights? When you're double parked on a two-way road. When your direction indicators aren't working. When warning oncoming traffic that you intend to stop. When your vehicle has broken down and is causing an obstruction. What should the driver of the grey car, arrowed, be especially aware of? The uneven road surface. Traffic following behind. Doors opening on parked cars. Why are mirrors often slightly curved, convex? They give a wider field of vision. They totally cover blind spots. They make it easier to judge the speed of following traffic. They make following traffic look bigger. What should the white car do when the traffic lights change to green? Wait for the cyclist to pull away. Move off quickly and turn in front of the cyclist. Move up close to the cyclist to beat the lights. Sound their horn to warn the cyclist. What type of vehicle could you expect to meet in the middle of the road? Why should the junction on the left be kept clear? To allow vehicles to enter and emerge. To allow the bus to reverse. To allow vehicles to make a U-turn. To allow vehicles to park. After passing your driving test, you suffer from ill health. This affects your driving. What must you do? Inform your local police. Avoid using motorways. Always drive accompanied. Inform the licensing authority. What does this signal from a police officer mean to oncoming traffic? Go ahead. Stop. What's a common effect of drinking alcohol? Colour blindness. Increased confidence. What advice should you give to a driver who has had a few alcoholic drinks at a party? Have a strong cup of coffee and then drive home. Drive home carefully and slowly. Go home by public transport. Wait a short while and then drive home. Your doctor has given you a course of medicine. Why should you ask how it will affect you? Drugs make you a better driver by quickening your reactions. You'll have to let your insurance company know about the medicine. Some types of medicine can cause your reactions to slow down. You're about to drive home. You can't find the glasses you need to wear. What should you do? Drive home slowly, keeping to quiet roads. Borrow a friend's glasses and use those. Drive home at night so that the lights will help you. Find a way of getting home without driving. You're behind this cyclist. When the traffic lights change, what should you do? Try to move off before the cyclist. Allow the cyclist time and room. You're waiting to emerge at a junction. Your view is restricted by parked vehicles. What can help you to see traffic on the road you're joining? Looking for traffic behind you. Reflections of traffic in shop windows. You're approaching a crossroads. The traffic lights have failed. What should you do? Brake and stop only for large vehicles. Brake sharply to a stop before looking. Be prepared to brake sharply to a stop. Be prepared to stop for any traffic. What does the solid white line at the side of the road indicate? Traffic lights ahead. Edge of the carriageway. Your motorway journey is boring and you feel drowsy. What should you do? Stop on the hard shoulder for a sleep. Open a window and stop as soon as it's safe and legal. You've been taking medicine that causes drowsiness. You begin to feel better, but you still need to take the medicine. What should you do about driving? Only drive if your journey is necessary. Drive on quiet roads. Ask someone to come with you. Avoid driving and check with your doctor. How should you drive in areas with traffic calming measures? At a reduced speed. At the speed limit. In the centre of the road. With headlights on dipped beam. What should you do as you approach this overhead bridge? Move out to the centre of the road before going through. Find another route. This one is only for high vehicles. Be prepared to give way to large vehicles in the middle of the road. What should the driver of the red car arrowed do? Wave towards the pedestrians who are waiting to cross. Wait for the pedestrian in the road to cross. You're about to drive home. You feel very tired and have a severe headache. What should you do? Wait until you're fit and well before driving. What might you expect to happen in this situation? Traffic will move into the right-hand lane. Traffic speed will increase. Traffic will move into the left-hand lane. You're approaching this cyclist. What should you do? Overtake before the cyclist gets to the junction. Flash your headlights at the cyclist. Slow down and allow the cyclist to turn. You find that you need glasses to read vehicle number plates at the required distance. When must you wear them? Only in bad weather conditions. At all times when driving. A driver pulls out of a side road in front of you, causing you to brake hard. What should you do? Ignore the error and stay calm. You want to turn left at this junction. Your view of the main road is restricted. What should you do? Stay well back and wait to see if anything comes. Build up your speed so that you can emerge quickly. Stop and apply the handbrake, even if the road is clear. Approach slowly and edge out until you can see more clearly. What's an effect of drinking alcohol? Poor judgment of speed. A loss of confidence. Faster reactions. Greater awareness of danger. You're about to drive home from holiday when you become ill. A doctor prescribes drugs that are likely to affect your driving. What should you do? Only drive if someone is with you. Avoid driving on motorways. Get someone else to drive. Never drive at more than 30. You take the wrong route and find you're on a one-way street. What should you do? Reverse out of the road. Turn around in a side road. Continue to the end of the road. Reverse into a driveway. A slow-moving lorry showing this sign is travelling in the middle lane of a 3-lane motorway. How should you pass it? Cautiously approach the lorry, then pass on either side. Don't pass the lorry and leave the motorway at the next exit. Use the right-hand lane and pass the lorry normally. Approach with care and pass on the left of the lorry. You think the driver of the vehicle in front has forgotten to cancel their right indicator. What should you do? Flash your lights to alert the driver. Sound your horn before overtaking. Overtake on the left if there's room. Stay behind and don't overtake. Why should you be cautious when going past this stationary bus? There is traffic approaching in the distance. The driver may open the door. People may cross the road in front of it. The road surface will be slippery. Which type of vehicle should you be ready to give way to as you approach this bridge? Bicycles? Buses? Motorcycles? Cars? A slow move. You think the driver. Which type? You've been convicted of driving while unfit through drink or drugs. You'll find this is likely to cause the cost of one of the following to rise considerably. Which one? Road fund license. Insurance premiums. Vehicle test certificate. Driving license. You've just been overtaken by this motorcyclist who has cut in sharply. What should you do? Sound the horn. Brake firmly. Keep a safe gap. Flash your lights. The red lights are flashing. What should you do when approaching this level crossing? Go through quickly. Go through carefully. Stop before the barrier. Switch on hazard warning lights. During periods of illness, your ability to drive may be impaired. What must you do? See your doctor each time before you drive. Take smaller doses of any medicines. Make sure you're medically fit to drive. Take all your medicines with you when you drive. You're driving along this road. The driver on the left is reversing from a driveway. What should you do? Move to the opposite side of the road. Drive through as you have priority. Sound your horn and be prepared to stop. Speed up and drive through quickly. What's the main hazard you should be aware of when following this cyclist? The cyclist may move to the left and dismount. The cyclist may swerve into the road. The contents of the cyclist's carrier may fall onto the road. The cyclist may wish to turn right at the end of the road. What should the driver of the car approaching the crossing do? Continue at the same speed. Sound the horn. Drive through quickly. Slow down and get ready to stop. You see this sign ahead. What should you expect? The road will go steeply uphill. The road will go steeply downhill. The road will bend sharply to the left. You're driving on a road with several lanes. You see these signs above the lanes. What do they mean? What should you do if you begin to feel drowsy while you're driving? Stop and rest as soon as possible. Turn the heater up to keep you warm and comfortable. Close the car windows to help you concentrate. Continue with your journey, but drive more slowly. What type of vehicle displays this yellow sign? You're driving towards this left-hand bend. What dangers should you be aware of? A vehicle overtaking you. No white lines in the centre of the road. No sign to warn you of the bend. Pedestrians walking towards you. What will be a serious distraction from driving? Looking at road maps. In which circumstances may you use hazard warning lights? When driving on a motorway, to warn traffic behind of a hazard ahead. You're planning a long journey. Do you need to plan rest stops? Yes, you should plan to stop every half an hour. Yes, regular stops help concentration. No, you'll be less tired if you get there as soon as possible. No, only fuel stops will be needed. You take some cough medicine given to you by a friend. What should you do before driving? Ask your friend if taking the medicine affected their driving. Drink some strong coffee 1 hour before driving. Check the label to see if the medicine will affect your driving. Drive a short distance to see if the medicine is affecting your driving. What's the main hazard shown in this picture? Vehicles turning right. Vehicles doing U-turns. The cyclist crossing the road. You intend to turn left at the traffic lights. What should you do just before turning? Check your right mirror. Move up close to the white car. Straddle the lanes. Check for bicycles on your left. Where would you expect to see these markers? On a motorway sign. On a railway bridge. On a large goods vehicle. You're on a dual carriageway. Ahead, you see a vehicle with an amber flashing light. What could this be? Why should you reduce your speed when driving along this road? A staggered junction is ahead. A low bridge is ahead. The road surface changes ahead. The road narrows ahead. When driving a car fitted with automatic transmission, what would you use kickdown for? Cruise control. Quick acceleration. Slow braking. Fuel economy. What's the main hazard the driver of the red car arrowed should be aware of? Glare from the sun may affect the driver's vision. The black car may stop suddenly. The bus may move out into the road. You're driving along this motorway. It's raining. What should you do when following this lorry? Allow at least a 2-second gap. Move left and drive on the hard shoulder. Move right and stay in the right-hand lane. Be aware of spray reducing your vision. You're driving on this dual carriageway. Why may you need to slow down? There's a broken white line in the centre. There are solid white lines on either side. There are roadworks ahead of you. There are no footpaths. Which of the following types of glasses shouldn't be worn when driving at night? Half moon, round, bifocal, tinted. What can seriously affect your ability to concentrate? Drugs. Busy roads. Ahead of you, traffic in the left-hand lane is slowing. What should you do? Slow down, keeping a safe separation distance. Accelerate past the vehicles in the left-hand lane. Pull up on the left-hand verge. You've been involved in an argument that has made you feel angry. What should you do before starting your journey? Open a window. Turn on your radio. Have an alcoholic drink. Calm down. You've just passed these warning lights. What hazard would you expect to see next? A level crossing with no barrier, an ambulance station, a school crossing patrol, an opening bridge. Where shouldn't you overtake? On a single carriageway, on a one-way street, approaching a junction, travelling up a long hill. Some two-way roads are divided into 3 lanes. Why are these particularly dangerous? Traffic in both directions can use the middle lane to overtake. Traffic can travel faster in poor weather conditions. Traffic can overtake on the left. Traffic uses the middle lane for emergencies only. Why are place names painted on the road surface? To restrict the flow of traffic. To warn you of oncoming traffic. To enable you to change lanes early. To prevent you changing lanes.